Fun times.
Hey, that's my jail buddy. He's still around.
Oh, he's not dead. And you were like, he's not what?
How long was that ago? Oh, what is he eating?
Back when I was on Athena base
How
during its
long?
original construction.
The question of what he's been eating did not occur to me till you just fucking asked that.
Oh, he doesn't.
Ooh,
He doesn't
that's a
really have
neat
to worry
color.
about that. If there is no food available, the higher class of aliens, they don't need food. They just need energy.
Oh, let's do
And
Johnny's.
if they're
Sorry,
stuck, they just meditate, and
Nice.
it's basically cryo.
that's cool. Well, let's do Johnny's thing, and then I'll do some of my DT so that Friday you guys can just play.
Yeah,
Don't have
get it
to
out of the
worry
way.
about me.
Yep. I only have stuff with you that day, and then I have stuff with you on Tuesday as well. But
You
it's
do?
yeah,
What do
day
you have?
9.
What do you have with me on day 9? The
It's another
second Tuesday?
yeah, just another 4 downtime actions. Do you not have that?
No. But then again, I always use you for I use you for my work hours because people don't like talking to me.
That's fine.
Like I every time like my first every day that like I have 6 hours slated for work hours every single day of the week,
Mhm.
and nobody ever comes and visits me or does anything with me on those days. So I just kind of use them for when other people want to work with me because no NPCs bother me during them. Luna basically sits in her office and plays Tiddlywinkle because nobody ever comes and like actually asks for anything ever.
So I think the easiest thing to work on is Nano.
Yeah, do you want to do more nano work?
Yeah, you already have mastery for it, so I don't know where
I'm
we
fine
would
with it,
go
dude.
from there.
I mean, at that point, it's just benefiting you, and I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, Matt, I'm still got Nano. I will just roll. Both have downtime action hero, at least a half. So let's get up to 6 nano rolls in. What would Liam's or Luna in this case be rolling for just
What are
teaching
you
or
even doing?
I'm teaching her more nano. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Unless
yeah.
you want, I have a lot of potential knowledge if you want to learn some weird shit.
Let's finish off Nano first, and then let's go for Potentia shit because I'd like to. If you do have Potentia now, that's something like Jackie doesn't have knowledge of, especially your new inner
So
ring, right?
I've got some weird knowledge for Potentia. I don't have traditional knowledge for Potentia because nobody taught
Mm-hmm.
me anything. I have learned things though.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned some. I have learned some things. So if you want to learn some really weird stuff that Luna just learned from basically putting people through hell,
Yeah,
I could teach you some interesting stuff.
we can do that. That's easy peasy.
Like as an example of the type of shit that I kind of got going, I accidentally made somebody spontaneously combust in my experimentation for the Potentia device, which I got approved before Matt told us about the whole self-immolation technique.
Hmm.
And I learned weird shit like that, like how to make somebody accidentally spontaneous. I could teach you how to disresonance people. If you ever want to deresonance somebody and make them die a horrible, horrible death, I could teach you that.
Or if they're more durable, they can't cultivate until they fix the resonance. It's basically uh like if you were in Naruto and you got like struck in your belly where you keep all of your
The chakra
the
points.
chakra,
Mm-hmm.
and they suffer an internal injury, as they say, to your chakra production. Uh, they have to heal that before they can
Yeah, have more
cultivate
regulation.
again.
Yep.
But yeah, Luna's figured out how to really hurt people.
Yeah, so if you want some, like I said, I actually have an entire library of Potentia techniques, actually. Like, literally, just not all of them are useful. I'll warn you of that in advance. Some of them are like the smolder technique. But I have an entire library of technique books.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Luna knows a lot more about Potentia than she lets on normally because nobody ever asks her about it because she's not a cultivator.
Yeah, it's only fair.
Well, not until recently, anyway. Now she is, but
Do you have any like normal white potentia in you now?
one.
Jackie should see that. Is that do you have the shroud technique on you?
No.
No, I don't have Shroud. I don't know if you'd recognize the technique because it is
I have
not.
I have karmic eyes, so I should see white potentia in you. And if I see it now, I'll make the sudden nod, be like,
You
fine.
you will you'll see what you'll see is she now has a Leah ring.
That has 4 Leah, and
Mhm.
then 3 somethings. It's actually a different color. It's
It's your dimensional shit, right?
actual gray. It's actually gray.
I guess technically I have gray Potentia more than I have
It'd be more
white
silver,
Potentia.
actually. It'd be more
Silver.
silver. Yeah.
Really?
Hmm?
Okay, silver.
The outer layer around the Leah ring.
Yes, it is dimensional energy.
Mhm.
I don't know if she would recognize that, but she just asks Luna, like Luna's not hiding it, you know.
Yeah, we'll have that discussion. Be like, so, I know you have black potentia. So what's up with the new stuff?
I have one black Potentia.
Mm-hmm.
One that is now sealed. So I guess I should give you the first and foremost. I am, technically speaking, now the protege of the only Black Potentia Master in existence.
Hmm. Oh, fair enough.
Uh,
Grandmaster. There
Grandmaster,
are
yes.
many, many master black potentiate practitioners.
Depends on your standards.
There you go.
But she's like, I'm now the apprentice of the only Grandmaster of Black Potentia that's alive. Because I'm learning from E. But when we were discussing my route, originally I discussed going Black Potentia with her, and she actually recommended against it. Because, in her own words, there's great power, but it is, in essence, limiting.
I see.
Yeah. So, after discussion with her, her recommendations and a few things, she's perfected the whole Leah technique thing, right? The whole Leah ring thing, so that I'm, like, But as a part of that perfection, she figured out how to make it so that a practitioner or a person with a black potentia can form normal potentia or relatively normal potentia techniques as well.
Hmm.
Now, there is a distinct difference between Skippy's technique and E's technique. Skippy, her thing is it allows you to dual cultivate both black and white. Leah's the barrier.
Right.
So whatever is the black, you can still use it, and you can still cultivate it. You could
Right.
also use the self-immolation on it too. E's current ring that he gave, or they gave to Luna,
I cannot
completely seals off your ability to even access, let alone cultivate, the
That
black
black
potentia in
potentia.
there. It's completely cut off.
Mm-hmm.
which was on purpose.
Mhm.
Um, because while Skippy's technique is very good, It is also inevitable death sentence. It eventually will be eroded by the black technique if you're not very, very careful.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to actually make that so it doesn't end up eventually killing you. So it just means you have a lifespan at that point, which is fine if you want a lifespan. That is a weird sentence now that I'm thinking about it actively.
Well, if
Lifespan in
you're
the
an
sense.
animatronic, you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that lifespan thing. You just endure no matter how dark you get.
Yeah, which is a whole different problem. That's a whole different problem that we're not addressing.
Mm-hmm.
But after talking to her, after getting the whole black, whether or not I want to be a black user or not thing sorted,
Hmm.
if you want to be very technical, I am now a dimensional potentia cultivator.
Very nice.
Because she asked me about the whole dimensional energy thing, was like, that won't work with most normal potentias. What do you want to do? How do you want to handle this? And I told her I would like to cultivate it, and just as importantly, I'm actually cultivating a digital technique as well.
Fascinating. Huh. It's
Yes.
some new age stuff right there. I like that.
Well, as it turns out, unlike some other masters that might be out there, she doesn't consider the new age to be a problem beyond the fact that they are sloppy. That's her main critique.
Unorthodox, I suppose that's the proper name. But I like that. I'm a bit of an unorthodox myself. So, nice.
Oh, I'm very unorthodox. I don't cultivate in a traditional fashion. I program.
Unorthodox is an actual practice. It's one of the three original. So calling yourself unorthodox, actually, you're basically claiming being part of a faction. So be careful about that.
Yeah, no.
Unorthodox are actually spiritual specialists.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, because you have the new gen, the old gen, the unorthodox gen.
Oh, you literally have it called that. Sorry, I'm using unorthodox as a reference to just the normal way of doing things, and then
Yeah.
the
Right. I know you
orthodox.
were
That,
using it in the
yeah,
proper use
yeah.
of the word, but there is an actual faction on the
I
home
didn't
world.
realize that the unorthodox was your third. Let's go for a week's worth vacation, then die. Like
Yeah,
those guys. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I forgot. It's easy to forget about them because they aren't often talked about.
No, for sure. It's like new and old, and
No one really talks about them, but they are well known enough that if you say unorthodox, that's immediately where everyone's mind goes to, especially when you're talking about cultivation. Now, if you just say it out of context, it has nothing to do with them. It's just
yeah,
that's a popular word.
for sure.
But if you're
Yeah.
talking about cultivation and you say unorthodox, that is how everyone will immediately think about it. I think the only group who wouldn't are frontier/fringe fighters
Hmm.
because they're so damn far away. Like, the fuck's an unorthodox? Does it help me win?
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, no. So I am, if you want to be accurate, a digital dimensional cultivator. It's not really a dual cultivation, but rather a different cultivation technique.
Now, my question in it, do you want to keep that
Yes.
to the chest, or like to share it with me? Because this is a very personal thing for you.
Um Depends.
Hmm.
Why do you want it and what are your plans? Because why do you want it first and foremost? Let's start with that.
Um, so my other mind inside of me,
The one I
like
implanted, yes.
correct. I feel like she would be quite good at that.
What is her current mental stability?
We're working on it.
The no.
All right.
The
Because
reason I'm going to give you an actual reason because I don't want to
mhm,
just tell you no and then just leave it at that.
sure,
because I respect you more than that. The reason why is because it is a technique that she will be able to cultivate endlessly in the back of your mind.
Faster than you can cultivate.
Yes. She
Alright.
will be able to, in essence, with the way we are designed, she will be able to cultivate a entire technique branch up to the 8th level every day.
So how about this? Once I have Union, my other half, then how about we talk about it again? Because then it would be
Also,
It
there's
would.
another core reason,
Well,
Liam.
I was about to get into. I
Mhm.
was about to get into the last part. I was gonna be like, the other thing is that she would not be able to teach anybody else without
Yeah,
express permission.
and
And
then it's
the reason why Thunderhead cannot learn this technique.
that's fair.
We cannot have an AI learn this technique outside of a very, very small self-selecting group.
Even the
Because it
Eris
is
is not allowed to learn this technique by
nope,
East
Nieth
technique.
is not going to be learning this. Nieth is not going to be learning this. Because its level of power for a true AI like Nieth or the Thunderhead would end up driving them insane.
Right.
I
It just
understand.
it just would. And not only that, subroutines that would normally be fine to run as an AI would start becoming sentient because Potentia does that sort of thing.
Hmm.
At which point you have internal wars being fought over control of bodies and servers. And whatever comes out the other side, we can say that the Thunderhead is in essence our god and all that, if you want to be really religious about it, though I don't approve of that phrasing myself. I could see how some people could view it that anyway. To get back on topic, it would be one at that point from as a physical being in this realm.
No,
It would
that's
be
understandable.
Or it would be fractured into multiple warlords.
Right, like
yeah.
Thunderhead versus the
Um,
Stormfront in a sense, right? Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
let's put that in the back burner until I have full control of
he specifically went out of their way to say, animatronics, this is for them. If you give it to an AI, you've doomed them to madness.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to be, because the only reason I'm not outright just saying no and basically going it just cannot be used for them at all is because technically speaking, because of how you went about having IQ made, she is an animatronic.
right.
Yep.
Which reminds me,
Oh, there was one other big thing. If the mind involved of the animatronic tries to cultivate this technique, due to the sheer speed in which you can cultivate this, if they are not stable, it will turn straight to black potentia.
Right.
Because you're too smart, you're going too fast. It's like trying to hit the brakes going 300 miles an hour where everyone's going 60. You can
Which is
slam on those brakes if you're a person. There's no
right.
slowing down if you're an animatronic going full speed.
And that's fine. It's something I would want for the type of ring that you. But
the
we can discuss that another time. I was just
no,
you
I'm
know,
happy to discuss it now.
yeah.
Like I'm not bothered at all by discussing this.
Mhm.
I just want you to understand the reasons why, because I respect you and I
I,
don't want you to think that I'm just
I do.
saying no or something,
I
because
do.
animatronics, I'm sorry to tell you this, are not a wholly stable baseline.
That's completely fair.
I was a little concerned when you wanted me to do a direct transfer of Ashley. I respected your decision because it was your mind and your body to risk.
Hmm.
But if it had been my decision to make for you for your safety, I would have told you not to use Ashley Pureline for it because it comes with a lot of issues. Technically speaking, you have a bit of Ashley's trauma in your head now. Not
Yes.
even technically speaking, you
The
have a bit
black
of it.
potentia.
There is actually more to that trauma. It's all of the pain and suffering she's ever undergone through the entirety of program.
She had, that is something I wanted to ask. How much black potential does IQ have? Because Ashley herself has 5.
This particular model has 1 because it was technically a full Ashley, but there were a couple things you edited out specifically so that IQ can cope being without a body that is their own.
Yeah, I did do some editing to that
Right. And
Ashley.
that
That
some
was
editing is huge. So
because
it's got 1.
necessary.
Cool.
Okay.
But
Even then, I wouldn't trust most animatronics with this. I just wouldn't. Most of them aren't stable enough.
That's fair. All right. So how about this, Luna? How about we work on some nano, and the rest of the time let's talk about potentia. See if we can pick our brains and look.
I can give you. I don't know about traditional techniques. The only traditional techniques I am hyper familiar with is actually potentia smithing.
Hungry, I go.
Mhm.
I know. I gotta go with Ali here in a sec. So I was hoping just get some nano
Yeah,
rolls.
let's just do our rolls.
Yeah.
We will talk about other stuff, like if we want to RP stuff further
Mhm.
later. For now, let's just do the rolls. That way, you have them done, and you can go on with your day.
Yeah, I really like this line of thinking though, so we'll continue with this. Matt, nano, just see how we go.
I'll
Sure.
I'll I'll roll my nano so that you can give him bonuses and the like off of my teaching because I am teaching him stuff.
Okay.
Only 3
Fine.
degrees.
Okay. Go again.
Yeah, which let's see. I can't actually fail the roll, which is
Hmm.
hilarious. But if I roll 100, I mean something weird might happen.
So you're on my side.
Does
You're
he
not
get any?
doing it right. Bah!
Does he get any negatives or anything
He's not
from
getting negatives, is what he's getting.
like? Because that last one was actually for my 7-degree one below it because we rolled out of order slightly before. So that last
1,
one, his
2, 3. Here's the fourth one.
yeah.
4 for
All right,
4.
let
Okay.
me roll. Let me roll
You
the
have
last
enough
one.
progress among your degrees of success
That was my
for
last
the
one
second
for it.
check mark.
I'm on the last check mark, Matt.
And I was like, what?
Oh, that's Xenotech. No. No, you got a lot more to go. I was looking at Xenotech.
All right, we have 2 more rolls for our characters.
That one will actually give you a plus 30. That 11 degrees.
I rolled a 4, so
Yeah, he rolled the 4. So the one above it is the one he rolled for, and the one below it is my teaching for that roll.
Oh my gosh! It's
Like I
out
said,
of order. It's so
we
annoying.
I said that we
I
got
know.
out of order in there.
I'll go for the next one.
All right, and then I'll do my last one. Or no, we have 2 more, don't we?
Yeah, this is the last one here.
Yeah, and then go ahead and do your last one then.
5.
And my last one. There you go. That was the last. Now that's the last one. So he's got 7 degrees on his last one with another single digit roll. I got 9 degrees on my
Yeah.
teaching.
You can get your last dot of nano.
Cool. And that should be it. We have used our downtime actions. Thank you very much.
Yes. Unfortunately, we didn't get to. Well, do we want to do some rolls for the? I think it was Tuesday was the other one you had, just for the Potentia discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got to go do the alley stuff.
Well, that's why I was asking if we wanted to do. Oh, I see. So you want a lot more discussion for the Potentia stuff then.
That's fine. Yeah, we can just talk. No big deal.
We'll do that after you go handle Alley Girl stuff.
All right. Thank you very much. Talk to you guys later.
Later. Hi, Char.
Howdy, howdy.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yes,
How you?
I am being productive and not playing Apex at all. Because I'd be unproductive when I have 70 pages of essays to do.
So I'm hearing that you're lying to, I don't know if it's us or yourself.
I can do both. I am excellent at multitasking.
You're a multifaceted individual. All right, Matt. Because you're on a time limit because you are doing things today. Let us do, while we have time, my DTA stuff so that on Friday you guys can just play. All right?
Okay.
Let's try to. I'll try not to bog you down too much. The only thing that might bog us down is that I did get the Spectrum codes I need to get in that hard drive now. Finally.
Yeah, you did.
Does 010's codes, will the Spectrum ship accept them?
Yeah.
Cool. At that point, I can request access to the black box, right? Like I now have the correct coding for that, or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I will, once I have the right code and I'm going to get back and be like, right, shuttle.
They will say, well, shuttle will give you access, but they must log that this user has requested access. And next time they get a communication, ability to communicate or the opportunity to communicate back with Enigma, they must report that the black box was asked for by this individual.
Whatever, that's fine.
But for now, it's perfectly, entirely authorized.
Yeah, no, that means that somebody can cancel the codes later, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
But you know what? That's fine. I can live with that. I can live with that. Because I'll have access to what I need to have access to at that point. And screw everything else. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna start digging into that. Like once I have the codes, once I have the right codes, I will go in and get things set up for the hard drive. Because that was the entire point of this, was getting the security codes necessary to go into that hard drive and set us as the ones that can access it.
All right. So the security codes for the drive you pulled from the base, you have to play the leapfrog game. So you then need to go to the black box and find the secret compartment underneath the black box. Use the your hacking ability to just overcome the security agent in there, and it needs to be very succinct and very quick. You need to extinguish it
Okay.
because that's a self-destruct program. But once you're in there, you have the Portunus key.
So let's start off with that then. What is it? Security roll?
Through your scan, the moment you go in, there is one beefy motherfucking program that you can see immediately, and there may be a second one that it's protecting.
There's usually two.
Okay.
I'm going to assume there's two. But you know what I have access to for once?
Mhm.
I'm gonna give Widow, who's on base currently, a little jingle.
Mm,
Hey, Widow.
busy. What do you want?
You busy right this second?
Always. When am I not ever not busy?
Are you too busy to do a little hacking work?
I'm currently hacking. What do you need?
Right, fair enough. Just wanted some support cracking into a box that doesn't exist
Hook it
for
to a
a
hook it to a
faction.
fucking quantum computer. If you have it in your lab and you don't need to
It's a
quick
Spectrum one.
so what? Have an auxiliary. You're a robot. Have an auxiliary that has an AI attached to the quantum computer. You plug directly into the quantum computer and have it be your support with the sheer fucking force of a quantum computer. And then you both double link into the same unit you're cracking, and now you got a 2v1. And you can do this
Why do you have
infinitely.
Why do you have such boring answers to my problems?
Because I got other things to do because you brought me here.
Yes, I did. Why do you have such
How many
boring
quantum
answers?
computers you got?
As many as I can seize of the goddamn region.
Congratulations. You want a gold sticker?
Yes.
I'll mail you one. It'll take
We're on the
week to get
same
to you.
planet, you dick.
It'll take a week to get to you by snail mail.
You do not snail mail me.
I've already paid the 2 rec already required for that, and the 1 luxury credit. It's already on its way. I got you a whole little strip. It's got 10 of them, and you can put them on any number of foreheads you want but mine. Have a good day.
She does not have an answer to this and just lets him hang up. She does not know how to answer that one. And she's just... Yeah! Just fucking goes and... Yeah, no, she'll just get shit set up. Fuck it. Whatever. I guess we're gonna do this the smart way or something. Fuck it. I'll
You're
get
like,
it set up.
Halt. Ah,
Mimi!
I am me. What's up, me?
Us! Actually, wait, no, you're programming shit.
I can take a break.
I need 5 seconds of your time to copy you.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Because I need 2 of you.
How long do you need me
Because-
for?
Me.
How much do you need me for? How long? An hour?
I have a list of things I want to use you for. A list. Because you're me. And we're
Okay.
always busy. Shut up, I'm copying you.
They'll lose a DTA.
Matt, I already have the numbers necessary for copying her. I just didn't want to pull her off her work for it. Because I've got her booked on Nix's thing. That's why I don't want to haul her off.
All right.
But
you
I
need
do
to,
have...
You need to have her pause her work to get the copy?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that. Do I have to pause her to do a copy?
If your whole software theory design is basically doing a copy of a current existing model rather than having the base structure built off of something else.
I was basically going to make another Mimi, effectively. Mimi 2, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason I need to use her is because if I don't use her as the baseline code, I don't get the
Then you'll have to
mutation.
pause her you'll lose 1 DTA. You'll have to pause her.
That's fine, but I would rather have 2 of them because then I can stick her on more things.
Sure. But you'll have to pause Mimi for an hour to safely get a full-on mutated copy.
The biggest reason I need to do that is the mutation. The fact that she has my double degrees of success thing. Because if I don't copy her and her code, I don't get that mutation.
And that mutation is
massive.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm about to drop all 5 of my last boons on that. What is 30 times? That's right. It's 150. So that's the first roll. I need a grand total degrees of success wise of 36. And I have another 7 rolls. So that was basically to make sure I guaranteed get the number of rolls I need.
Okay.
Here, I just realized I forgot to put my unnatural in that. So that's 2 more degrees of success. Actually, I get double. So never mind, I clear. I clear her in the first roll. I clear her in the first roll. That's fine. That's good. That is a good thing. Done.
Do you want to use the rest of your rolls to see if you can?
Sure. Let's improve her at. Let's see if we can improve this one. How about that? How's that sound?
Sure. They would be computer coding for degrees of six. Each
Yeah.
roll would be a success, but yeah, you can get.
No, well, that's what I
quite a
use for
bit.
this. Yeah, I use computer code for that one. So 105 is what I'm aiming for. So really, just 100 is what matters. Cool. Let me see if I get her to a higher level. I don't think so. Because right now she's only tier 8 herself. Nope, that's not enough to get her to her next level. That's fine.
Okay.
No, let's just put progress onto getting her to tier 9. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, now there's 2 Mimis. And I'm just going to send the other Mimi back off to working. I'm going to look at this Mimi and be like, you're me.
Mm.
Me. As he gets a phone call.
Sorry, 1 second.
You're fine. So, Chai, what you supposed to be working on?
Well, I have a 30-page essay I'm supposed to write, and then I have a 40-page essay I'm supposed to be writing.
Why aren't you writing them?
Because
Great answer.
it comes down to the fact that I've spent a lot. Like, these are my finals, so they're not due until the 13th.
Ah, so you have time.
Yeah. And plus, I finished one of them as a rough draft, so I have to start editing it, and then I'm almost under the other's rough draft. I just don't want to today.
I feel you in that. I should be packing currently, but I don't want to because I don't really want to go on my trip to Florida because I don't really want to go to a funeral, but here I am because, I'm going to. It's not a I don't want to go thing, it's a I don't want to have to go through that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm sitting right now. Where I need to, like, I did all my laundry. I have everything together so I can pack. I just need to actually pack. And I'm reluctant because I'm like sitting here going, once I start packing, it's almost a little too real.
Mm-hmm.
And it be how it be.
Alright.
Welcome back.
Phone calls. Yay.
Yes, she is. I'm just adding one more me to the end of it. It's just me. Me. And I'm going to have her help me.
Do you have a quantum computer for her?
For now, I'm borrowing that tier 4 from Nix's until I get one that I can.
Micro? Or
Yeah, the micro.
it's not been pulled out of the mech.
I was just going to run it out of the mech. Look, it's temporary until I can get one pulled in.
There's already stuff on the quantum computer.
Is there?
Yes.
That's right. I already overwrote them. No, if you remember when he first got it, he asked me to hack into it and make sure all the security was his, and I did that.
Okay.
When he first got it.
So you're gonna walk into one of the private mech hangars where that giant over-engineered piece of crap is hanging.
I mean, when you put it that way, it
And then
sounds
the-
really suspicious.
And then the currently in process of being dismantled Ace, Captain Ace mecha with all the Ace's
Uh-huh.
lounging technicians. and they kind of squint at you like, "Hey, are you supposed to be in here?"
Yep. Keeps walking.
And there's like a couple guys working on the mech. Everyone's got beers. And several people are throwing darts or playing chess. They're not working very hard.
No.
Nix was right, because he's not paying them. So
I like that they just squint at me. Are you supposed to be here? When she's like, yeah, they just go back to what they're doing.
what are they gonna do? Stop you?
It's just funny. I mean, she basically just walked in like she is supposed to be there, and the security didn't stop her because unless Nix has put a kibosh on me, you know, like I already asked him to borrow this for this type of thing, so.
All right. You put me on the macro quantum tier 4, and then you put the drive on a mobile Bastion server, and you plug in and you plug in and you plug in.
Oh, I do put curtains up around this whole thing.
Well, you had to roll some stuff in, so they got a good look at it as you rolled it in.
I brought that in at least a covered thing because it doesn't matter that Nix knows because he knows I'm going into this. It only matters that they're not supposed to. Because, you know.
If you come in with covered stuff, they're going to be like, I think you're in the wrong sector, buddy.
I'm in the right sector. You're in the wrong questioning. Don't ask me questions. Don't ask questions about things you don't want to know about.
That's our job. At least for this hangar. Anything in this hangar.
Then bother Nix because he wants this done too.
We just might.
Go for it. I don't mind.
Also might bother the ace.
Go for it. I don't mind. I'll tell the ace what's up too, because I know the ace is qualified. I don't know if you are. I know the ace is qualified to know.
Well, as long as the boss knows. Why don't you, before you go further, why don't you phone that person?
All right.
We'll phone her for you. And they literally send you
Cool.
a communication.
Yeah, no. Immediately go, like as soon as she's on with the ace. Hey there, ace captain.
My lead technician calling me in the middle of a meeting.
Because your lead technician doesn't believe me when I say that I'm not going to tell him about this box that I'm going in from a shuttle that doesn't exist, from a job we went on. Because I don't know if he's qualified.
Yes and no. But since there is a hint of no, we'll have to go with no. But usually it's how you go about things that really set him on edge.
Well, I already talked to Nix about using a tier 4 quantum he has to do some work on this, and your tech just doesn't believe me. So here we are.
Okay. Well, oh, you rolled stuff in covered. Okay.
Yes.
That sets his paranoia off like no other.
Oh no, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying I need it, not be asked questions.
We had issues with people rolling in stuff and rolling stuff about just having a sheet over stuff. Now that's
no, like I said, I'm not upset or anything. Like I'm not mad. I just need to get to what I'm doing, and I didn't know if he was qualified to know.
Go about your business. I'll let him know. Just we've had a weapons procurement issue in the past where there was theft, very blatant theft, and all they did was cover things with a sheet.
Brilliant.
So anything that is moving around without proper containers or whatever, and it's just like I'm just going to push sheet over it, it sends my lead technician into fits.
No, it's cool. Like I said, I wasn't upset or anything. I'm still not upset. I just needed it handled so I can get back to what I was doing. And like I said, Nix knows I'm doing this, and
They may be a pain in my ass, but I at least like that they're paranoid and they don't completely zone out when they're relaxing. I like at least somebody is questioning what is going on,
Oh yeah. Oh no, I understand exactly why they're asking and why we're currently on a call.
Yeah, go about your business. I got a meeting to get back to. Something about this new mosaic market that's going to be opening up soon.
Yeah, no, her. I mean, I don't know anything about it. Goodbye.
You basically get the quintessential behind the screen eye roll.
Just, uh, well, you see, if I knew anything about it, I'd have to squint at it. So I don't know anything about it. Yeah, yeah, you understand.
They've already hung up on you.
Yeah, okay, that's about right.
You're
I'm gonna
talking
look
to
at
a
the.
deadline.
I'm just gonna look at the lead deck. We good?
He does the "I'm watching you" shit. But
I,
then
I'm gonna.
he goes back to sipping his beer and occasionally sending glances in your general direction despite the curtains.
I'm gonna kind of look at him. I'm gonna be like, no, seriously. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm the one that set up a good chunk of Nyx's defenses here. Me and him are tight, and
Mhm.
this is work for him too.
Yeah, and
Promise.
I've seen that shit. Hey, I'm
Ask
friends
him.
with so and so before. Look, I'm not asking
a-
him. I already went to the highest authority. I'm watching you
no,
though.
seriously though. Ask him to confirm because yeah, no. Just because we went to the highest authority doesn't mean it doesn't matter to Nyx too. Ask him when he comes in next. He'll like that way you know 100% I'm not bullshitting you. All right.
Well, okay.
All
I
right.
will. I will actually. Very much
No,
so.
that's cool. Like I'm being genuine here because like my man, I understand. I understand very well.
Go. Do your thing.
Gives him a thumbs up and goes back to what I'm doing, and I'm just gonna crack this stupid thing.
All right. So you have now the device hooked up to a Bastion server, which helps prevent breakout of the agents and it, well, trying everything that you've connected it to.
Yeah,
It's basically a safety
I'm I'm
container.
I'm familiar with the Bastion servers.
Okay.
We've used them before.
And you got me, and you,
Yep,
and
a tier 4 quantum. So me is
looking in,
wild right now.
you're against a legendary program, tier 11, protecting a tier 4 data bomb program.
Figures. That's the biggest reason I wanted a second person on this is I was figuring it was going to end up being something like a tier 11 because the last event set I saw for Spectrum was a tier 11. And while I can take it, it's not a comfortable margin.
Okay. There is a data link between them two. So you gotta
As
have.
in one gets damaged, the other one will set off type thing.
If one gets destroyed, not damaged,
Destroyed? Okay.
that's at least your first initial scan. Um, it's a very resilient program.
Does it react when my because my legendary decode program isn't supposed to trip security warnings. It's not supposed to be
It doesn't.
detectable. It doesn't trip it?
No, that's
Okay,
your
so
legendary. You're not sure what this legendary program can do because it also has an OP thing.
oh yeah, no, I know they all have OP things, and sometimes it's a whose program is higher OP things. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
So its OP thing isn't detection apparently.
His
Don't know
OP
what it
thing
is.
is he always goes first, no matter what, even on surprise rounds.
Oh, I was about to ask since I was going to just run the decode on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm dealing with a gotta go fast. Okay, Sanic.
It's actually a very beefy program. It's a fighting program.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, so at that point, so I have to make sure that when we do this, it doesn't actually hit when it swings.
Well, there's actually
A couple different
an
ways to go about
old
it.
thing that
You can always
Widow
DDoS
taught
it.
you. No. The Widow taught you a weird thing.
Okay.
Just because it's tier 11 doesn't mean it's smart. And you can always outsmart a program because you're not a program. If you have no chance of beating it first, don't attack it. Talk to it. Let it run its must go first processes, and by the time it gets to your turn for it to actually get an answer, you then give them the pocket sand because it's your turn.
So just distract it.
Right. But be casual about it, be like official. Pretend you have the codes, and then like
I mean,
question it with
I technically do have the codes, don't I?
you have codes for shuttle. You're not sure how this guy's gonna get it. He's
Well, I'm going in like I do have the codes either way.
just
Fucking...
whether you do or don't, you can just kind of roll in and be like, I'm here on official business. And then you make sure that at the top of your turn, you then reveal if you have the code or not. And if he goes no, then you're like, fucking pocket sand, it's my turn. You already you went first already. Too late.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that route. That's fine. I'm just gonna be like, walk in. Good afternoon, good sir. I am here for official access.
Scrutiny and suspicion.
I am here with cones and appropriateness, and I am allowed. Yes.
He just kind of squints at you like, very well.
Great, and I will
Present identification codes.
I will present identification codes.
You've got to stall this thing a lot longer. Remember,
that's right.
Tier
it's
11,
a tier 11.
It gets 7 turns in a row.
It gets more than 7 turns in a row.
It's a huge amount of turns. You got to stall it for its entire first turn, all of its turn. And yes, it's not hard. You just hit it with all the legal mumbo jumbo of, when was your last update?
I'm about to say, I'm going to literally go through what's your last update? Who was the last person that updated you? What system do you operate under? What operating system do you have? What's your hardware specs that I am allowed to access so I can make sure that our integration and access is appropriately handled? What access codes do you have? I'm going to be a nightmare bureaucracy.
I'm just gonna have you roll one logic test.
Yeah, I'm going to be a nightmare bureaucracy at this thing. It's
you have its exact turn. You bureaucracy it for 11 turns.
I'm going to bureaucracy it for 11 turns before I try the code to see if it even works. Does it?
Well, he's like, Thunderhead Agent 010. Very well. If you could please answer the yes or no questions list provided by your own directive.
My fuck.
Don't you love it when it gets turned on you?
It's the same 100 questions that E answered for you in rapid
thank fuck I know them. I know them. It's fine.
You technically yes, and you also don't, because E answered 1 or 0 yes or no as no, because she's not a computer. You need to answer yes, because otherwise it's the lie.
Yeah.
You also need to answer all the other 4 questions about, are you a computer, what type of computer, blah blah blah.
But I now know the sense behind them.
You do. And he will run you through all 100 questions. At the end, he's like, all right, here's the key.
I didn't even have to fight the damn thing. Great.
Yeah.
I was prepped to, but I didn't, and that's good.
Good thing you went to your homie for it. Because otherwise you'd have been ambushed with, what are these questions?
It's a good thing I already had to go through this shit once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and I'll just, once that's done, I get what I need, and I'm like, thank you for your time, and I leave.
The door doesn't open just yet safely. You could do an escape, which is then combat. But he's like, disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
That is a one-time use only key, which means my purpose here is finished. Either upload a new Portunus key or extract me onto a new drive.
Oh.
His entire job was to guard a one-time use key. Otherwise, he's stuck here with nothing to do forever. And
Oh.
as a program, that's kind of suck.
I will actually get him onto a new drive then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll get him onto a new drive because, yeah,
He won't
no,
take his data bomb with him though, because they're linked.
that's fine. So he has a suicide bomb for if anything goes too wrong, I guess.
Data bombs fry a whole drive, not just a single file.
That's fine. We can live with that.
He just sits there.
I'll get him into how big of a drive is required for him in his stuff because I would like to just get him on something
That's
temporary.
an old drive, even by Spectrum Tech. Like you can easily find something on base that's not even a quantum computer.
Yeah, that was one concern because I don't want to slap him into like Nyx's stuff without knowing what will trigger
actually,
him.
some of the best upgrades, even ever since so far ago, hardware has gone up a lot, even if it in comparison to Spectrum technology. So the hard drive he was on, and what you're putting him on is like he was at the Four Seasons, and now you're putting him in the Ritz.
Cool. Yeah, no, I get him all set up.
You do need to give him something to protect because that's what he does.
I will.
It also is something that you need
him-
to be okay with losing forever.
Yeah, I will give him as a temporary thing to protect a baseline copy code of my G code. So he'll have something that he can actually be like, yes, this is worth protecting.
He'll just cross his arms like he does, stand at feet at shoulders.
And of course, I'm the it'll be I'm the only one that can retrieve it type of thing until da 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 da.
010 is the only one that can retrieve it.
Still,
which is you
for now, yes.
No, because that's.
But then again, he will never have the opportunity to disagree with that because he won't be reporting back to anybody. So it's cool. He doesn't report to people.
Yeah, he just has his repertoire of who's who and whether you're dead or alive. As long as you have the code and can answer the following survey question, you're good.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll leave him for now. I'll find something better for him to protect later. But for now, that's good.
Possibly blow up.
Yes, we know it's probably going to explode, but details. Unimportant details.
All right, the Portunus key is a one-time use. Reset all login credentials on any Spectrum drive.
Yeah, much as I would love to hold on to it, I am just going to be using it for the drive we have. And I'm setting up credentials for me, for Nyx, for Cody. I don't remember if Jackie wanted some, but I'll get Jackie some as well, just in case. And that's it. Simple as that.
All right. What do you set them up as?
That's right. We have to have like job positions listed and stuff, don't we?
And clearance levels.
What? I know I'm getting myself set up as an admin for obvious reasons. I want to know what the highest level, like
Director is the highest level, beyond even admin. Admin is a troubleshooter. Director of base? God damn it.
I might mark everybody as admins, and then one person as director. I don't know what it'll do for the director, though. What do you think, Char?
I think you can't do that. I think logistically they will be required to have a certain level of understanding and competence, and it'd be like, these people don't have this. Rejects.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. Because an admin is one thing. You just need to have a technical level of expertise for like hardware and stuff, you know? But the actual director, it might want spectrum expertise. But they are just clearance codes as well off of a computer. They don't really check to see your expertise normally. But we're also dealing with spectrum shit, so who knows? I know I'm gonna get. I think the safest thing would end up being to do what's it called? Researcher clearances.
Probably.
But if nobody's marked as like the director or anything when we do this reset, that might also fuck with stuff. Is the
You're
problem?
gonna have to name someone director. Period. I'll put someone as director, head researcher, one as an admin, and the other as head of security.
I think I'll put Jackie as the head of security because I don't know how much Jackie wants access to the research on this, but I know you and Nix want more of the research access. Yeah?
Yeah.
I want research access as well. So that kind of sets us as all needing head researcher, director, or I guess the admin would be able to access that as well. So we'd have to do that. So the question is what its requirements for marking shit as director is really. Because if it's just, you put the clearance codes in, it's done, fine, whatever, then that's easy. We can just do that. But if it wants aptitude tests and stuff, that's when it becomes a deal.
Yeah.
It might not. This is just a computer system we're dealing with. It's not.
Yeah.
Spectrum does so many weird things, and I know it had tier 11. That was the big reason I was like making sure Nix knew that the security was still active on it. It's because it was all tier 11 security programs. And some of them can be. They are all limited in scope, but some of them can be unfortunately clever. This was the only thing I needed to do that required any conversation, because the rest of what I'm going to be doing is just fucking rolls.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, that was my boss
You're cool.
for work, literally.
Yeah,
I mean, at the very end of the fucking day, I'm just like. But anyways, yeah, we got a few minutes left before I gotta.
okay. Let's wrap this up real quick then. Are there requirements for setting somebody as director?
There only can be one
I know there can only be
per
one.
base.
I understand that there can only be one per base. Like, my question was, does it require aptitude testing or does it just assign code?
The Portuna's code bypasses 95% of all security features when requiring to put in new credentials. This is why people don't want people to have these keys.
So that means when I mark somebody as the director, they don't necessarily need to be actually,
Confirmed. Problem is, if you ever link this drive with the Thunderhead
well,
and
at that
the internet's established, it will then check those credentials, and now you're screwed. But if you keep it isolated, it just goes, well,
I'm-
this is
we're not connecting this to the Thunderhead. That's fine then.
okay.
That's fine. I'll just get um
Yeah, just make sure you only access it on an isolated drive or an
yeah.
isolated system.
What would be the point of having the director other than the fact that we have to have one? Does it just give them
It
overall
has the
access to
highest.
everything?
It has overriding access to the entirety of the files on the folder. Which actually, there's one file that the director has access to that no other personality or no other file can ever have.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna grab it for myself. I'm gonna be a greedy little shit. I have Loot Goblin, I have to, and I know it.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of reluctant as a player, but I also know I grab greedy Loot Goblin.
Alright.
So I'll be director. Head researcher will be Cody.
Okay.
Actually, no. I think Nyx will be the head researcher because I think Cody, you're going to be doing a lot of other work. Yeah, this is going to be more of a side thing for you
And what's this?
for the
The
Spectrum drive.
from the base.
I mean, probably. I'm don't really know if I can say no to that because
I'm just
like-
trying to figure out if I'm setting you as head researcher or if I'm setting Nyx as head researcher. Because I know Nyx has got a lot more interest in this, like that he's planning to do very regularly.
yeah.
Head researcher gets access to 2 files that all the other researchers don't. That's it.
So you'll have access to most of it.
Yeah.
And then
It's not like we
Yeah.
can't share It's not like we can't share these hidden files with each other either. What am I thinking?
Hmm?
I'm gonna mark Nyx as the head researcher.
Right.
Actually, what's the limiter for admin?
5, but they are lower. They are very low on the bottom tier. They actually are.
Is there an admin required?
Yes, there is one admin that is required. It's for maintenance and service of the hardware and the defense programs and the
Margrave is going to
automation.
get marked as an admin.
Who is?
Margrave.
Okay. Their access to files is very limited, if non-existent.
I've already marked myself as director. That means if I want to upgrade somebody later, I can. I'm just trying to get things required set.
Yeah, you got head researcher.
Head of security is going to be Jackie.
It doesn't need head of security. That's just an
No?
admin. That's admin.
Oh, okay.
All the other, you just needed 3 positions: admin, director, head researcher. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Everything else is just a scientist position.
Then for now, I'm going to set. I'll set Cody with the highest level scientist codes I can. Then.
Basically, Spectrum team director. Basically, you lead Spectrum research teams, but you then fall under the subservience of the head researcher, which is the same structure that the Leah department uses.
Whatever.
Yep, and then you give Jackie
Done.
similar position. Things crack open.
Yes.
And you, as you kind of stroll in, there's a buffet of data, files, and a whole hell of a lot of security on this damn thing.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten how much insane security was on it. Okay, so we're running out of time. So let me do some rolls for DTA, and then we'll be done. How's that sound?
Sure.
We
For
can talk about.
DTA, what are you wanting to go for? What's the point of the DTA?
Well, this isn't for Sunday. This is for the Monday, the second Monday and the
Oh.
second Tuesday, so that you guys can just play tomorrow or Friday. That way, on Friday, you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about anything like that. You could just run them through shit. Okay?
All right.
Sound good? Is that good for you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Law degree, go!
Yep. The first one's my law degree. What was that for? Logic, wasn't it?
Just one of your strongest stats. It's not that bad.
Which 105? Because I think I have my logic maxed out, don't I? Yes. So 105 is what I'm aiming for.
Mhm.
Or 115. I have to roll 100 for anything bad to happen. There's no hundreds.
Amazing progress. No ones.
Well, that was because of all my stuff. That was to get the degree with the specialization in
qualified.
AI rights. Yeah, basically. And I know it's just a degree; it just qualifies me. But that way, if somebody's like, "Well, what do you know?" I can slap it in front of them and have them stare at it like, "What the fuck?"
Why? Why do you try so hard?
Because I can. Next thing, Tuesday 2, and this is going to be rolls. 1, I was actually going to go back into my Potentia research finally. For my Potentia device, properly go back into it. Research, mostly trying to figure out the
Just
stimulation
make your
thing.
rolls. I gotta go.
Yeah. What is that? Fucking intelligence as well? For me, my cultivation's int based. Cool. That's going to be 6100. I can actually fail this one. It's 85 or less. There's a 1 in there, and there's an 85.
Just that with you another time. Add
When is-
15 DTA or
Yep.
more points on that. It'll gain a mutation.
Well,
failed
I'll write it down. I'll write it down. Failed 1, 5.
You get a driven on
Yeah.
it. No, wait, no, I don't.
We'll go over it later. I have stuff for that. We'll go over it later. Next was dimensional research using the thing, and then cultivation, then more dimensional research. I'll do the rolls for dimensional research, 16 of them total. It'll be off of the Spectrum drive. This is just so we have things.
Oh my
I have another
God.
1 in there. And then I'll just do the 4 rolls for my cultivation, and we'll be done.
Okay.
We'll deal with the ones later. I'll write it down. You're all good to go.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Later. Thank you for your time. I wanted to go over it more, but we ran out of fucking time, so fuck it. God damn. Okay.
What was that?
We just had to rapid fire the last of my rolls so that you guys can play on Friday, because we're under the presumption that we're probably only going to get through 1 day of DTA based off of, trends.
We get through 2 usually, consistently.
Yeah. That's why I did 3, just in case you guys go a little bit faster without me.
Mhm.
And I got a 1 on my Potentia research, which is fun. But I also got a
Nice.
1 on my dimensional research.
Nice.
Because, access to the Spectrum drive, I can actually initiate some fucking dimensional research finally.
Yeah.
It was important for my Potentia, because I'm doing dimensional Potentia. Don't know if I told you that.
No, I heard.
Well, now you know. But, I also now have a law degree specifically in AI rights. Because at least for Thunderhead, you just need to know your things. You don't have to go through the public speaking part of actual law degrees.
I mean, there's also the ethics and all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I just covered through was ethics and basically all the side of it that you can learn in a classroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
And I know you know more about that than we do, but
It's also because like the biggest thing with law degrees is not necessarily they teach you how the law; they change your way of thinking.
yeah. But a lot of this is we're doing a lot of hand waving. We're doing a lot of hand waving for this, is what we're doing.
Yes.
But Luna now is the second person with a law degree, or sorry, third person in existence with a law degree in AI rights.
It's gonna be helpful.
I need it.
I don't know, right? Considering Cody has 2 AI girlfriends.
Going on 3. Right, things are
Nope.
going.
The other one, I think Cody's gonna try to ascend.
I mean, it's really her decision, and if the other 2 are AI, it's a question of whether or not she's going to flex on them.
I know.
I'm just going to add to my sheet just AI rights, AI legal rights. No, there's another reason I needed it, and that is because I'm sort of reopening the animatronic thing in a different direction. Only people who want it. And it's basically going to be used as an extreme medical solution to problems. So, if somebody wants to get off of Zydrate, for example, you know, the thing that you die from getting off of, you don't die from it if you're in an animatronic.
True. I wouldn't give it to the lead department though.
No. But most importantly, I'm going to be getting them all citizen rights because my people will not be slaves.
Hey, technically the Leah souls have rights. That has not stopped them.
You're absolutely correct. However, that is partially because nobody gives a shit.
I mean, we do.
Yes, but you don't have an investigator backing you, do you?
No, but we now have my master.
Yes, which means you can start having proper right. Actually, do you? That's right. No, you do have like all the stuff to. Yeah.
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 And the big thing, but again, nobody cares. Which is why Cody needs to start doing Leah dimensional research. I guess it's not true. I don't need to. I just need to build something that can contain and house the Holyverse I just figured out.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to help you with that because this Spectrum. Okay, I might be able to help you with that by giving you access to the Spectrum drive we just got.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of research in there for being able to store things like holy verses on systems.
Yeah, because the we just figured out like I've had to jump through so many hoops to get these ships here.
Yeah, you've been playing politics with admirals, haven't you? Or an admiral,
No,
I
I'm talking
should
about
say.
like before that. Like it was like, okay, accidentally find the formula. Cool. Build a device that can support the formula. Cool. Test it. Or like build it and test it. Cool. By the way, it's off and you need to figure something else out. Damn it. Figure it out. Cool. Done. And it's took me so long. But I now have it. The only problem is you can't go into that section of space for like 6 hours.
Yes, which is a problem for the people following you.
Yeah, but see, all you have to do is make a line at that point.
Honestly, not really. You just have to make sure everybody you're moving is you just have to have designated zones that have a timer attached to them. That
Yes.
way,
So like that is why you use a line formation for.
I misunderstood what you meant. I understand now. Understood. Got
Yeah.
it. When you said line, I was like, why would you queue them up when you can teleport them from anywhere in the system? I didn't realize what you meant by that, and now I do. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Let's make them wait in a queue because fuck them.
Fuck one in particular who tried to get me drunk. And that witch.
Yes. Oh, good gods. I cultivated for 4 hours. I technically have 6 potentia. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
I have 13 potentia.
Oh, I'm just putting it all in my dimensional anchor. What am I fucking thinking?
The next potentia. I need like one more downtime action to cultivate my last potentia for my Leah wave technique. How I told you, were you there for the Leah wave technique?
I don't know. I don't remember it, so tell me.
Think of the Kamehameha wave, but turns everything into Leah.
Oh, my fucking nerd. Fair enough.
In my int score in meters, plus 10 for area unnatural.
Fucking nerd. That's my answer. Fucking nerd.
And no one's letting Cody use this technique for some reason.
I couldn't imagine why.
I don't know. I mean, everyone gets to resist with their best int set right now. I haven't even, like, made it to where it's your best int set negative something.
I mean, I'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then I picked up a talent that allows me, when I use a Leah technique, it has inescapable. Equal to half my degrees of success.
That is beautiful. That doesn't inescapable doesn't affect resistances, but it affects people voiding it.
Oh no! It's going to affect the resistance.
That is not inescapable. That's a different thing.
Yeah, I said effectively inescapable for a reason.
Yes.
But you know, if they get to resist a Leah technique, it's only on like kind of minus 20. Or no, okay, let me think here logistically. 60. Oh no, depends what I need to do. Probably only Anna guaranteed minus 50. But no, half that, half 5 would be 2. So yeah, minus 20.
Very nice. I've gotten enough done that you guys can play on Friday without me. You guys can just fucking play. You don't have to worry about me not being there. You can just go. It's great.
Don't worry. I think we're only on Saturday right now.
Sunday. We
Sunday,
just
rolling-
finished Saturday last session.
Yep. So Sunday, Cody is going to go and put in an order to Thunderhead for a new mech design that he would like to be standardized
What's your plan
next
for
to the
that?
Mickey. So Cody is going to make the Apollo's drones standardized,
Oh.
and they're going to be dirt cheap to make.
On that note, you know those manufacturing lines that I
Mhm.
was getting built that was a point of contention with me and Nick's?
Yep.
My plan for using them was to start producing a standardized heavy mech for space combat that's going to just use an analog cockpit. It's going to have a standard amount of equipment. Most importantly, it's going to be mass produced in design so that it's just going to be 75-ton mechs with a standardized set of equipment, standardized everything, so that we could just churn them out and replace Mickeys with an actual frontline combatant unit, because Mickeys are fucking worthless as light units. Like, yeah, I can only make a third of them in comparison to the number of Mickeys that can be made, but they'll also probably be like 6 times as effective because they don't die in the first hit.
I mean, mine are going to be super weak. So basically, the Apollo's meant to do one thing really well, and it's go fast.
Yeah.
And as such, he's using spear weapons to help compensate for, going fast. So when you collide going Mach 3 against an enemy unit, it's the spear that shatters, and then you just pull out another one.
I just realized I miscounted. I had 8 potentia. But yes, also fucking nice. Fucking nice, man.
Right?
So what I'm going to be... I was watching...
Also, just so I don't know if you thought of this, but you do know if you have a standardized, if it starts churning out mechs, that technically falls under Jackie's purview.
I know it technically does. And which is fine. I was going to be putting them underneath Nieth's name, more or less, which I'm doing all my own resources and money for. Long story short, anytime there is an inheritance of anything major, kings, emperors, what have you, if there is an heir, the question of their inheritance is always based on you and what army.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure she can point at this and go, that one. That's the point of this. Beyond the fact that I'm trying to replace the Mickey because they're terrible. They're just terrible. They're such a waste of resources.
And that's why I'm using the Apollo. The Apollo's just supposed to be cheap and don't waste human lives.
No one cares about the lives. Everybody cares about how many parts they use, though, and how useful those parts are.
Technically, the Thunderhead cares.
Technically, the Thunderhead cares. You want to know what I'm going to load these motherfuckers with, though? Because I'm actually basing them off of something from...
You're gonna load them with nukes.
No! Why would I do that? Like...
One sec. Let me scroll up here.
They're unmanned drones, you nugget. Not things I'm putting pilots in.
Again, so why wouldn't you put a nuke in it?
No, I meant the ones with the nukes. These are going to have pilots.
Why use pilots when you can use drones?
Because pilots are smarter and better.
Well, no, that's the whole thing. Drone rigs are piloted by people on the ground.
Because they're cheaper to build. Like, okay, so...
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. My Apollo, I'm making 20 of them for, like, something like a ridiculously low amount for what it should be worth.
So here's the difference for the resources wise. Mine uses less electronics. That's it.
Fair.
That's the part, because there's a different part of it that I'm concentrating on for electrical parts, and that's the loadout. Because I'm basing this off of something, and what I'm going to load them with is 2 PPCs, 2 medium lasers, and a pair of missile launchers. I want multi-missile launcher systems so you can just change out the ammo loadout for whatever you're deploying them for, but whatever. That's it. That's all they have. And they're going to be 75 tonners, so they can take a few hits. And that's it. There's not going to be anything fancy in them. No fancy targeting systems. No extra components anywhere. They're going to be incredibly easy to maintain. They're going to be incredibly easy to replace. Part of the line is going to be dedicated to manufacturing spare limbs. So, what's that? You lost an arm? Replace it. Takes like 5 seconds. We have 20 in the back.
Ooh. I got
That-
sneakers.
That's it. That's the entire plan behind this. I think for lighter units, the drone concept works really well. For heavier, like 75 odd ton ones, I would prefer the living units. And there's also one other reason I prefer the analogs, and it's a much more simple reason of I don't want to get hacked. Like your
Don't get me wrong,
drone
that's fair.
units, Luna could probably take over in like 5 minutes, because she might be good at a lot of things, but she's not a hacker. She's still an AI unit.
Mhm.
There's limitations.
She's also only level 6.
She what?
She's only level 6, sitting on like.
Yeah. I now have 2 tier 8 AI that support me, because I made another one.
Yeah.
I copied Mimi. I have just added another me on the end.
But
Her name
like,
is Mimi.
no, and that's fair. But she only has like just shy of 200 XP.
See, that is a difference for my units and yours. Mine don't get merit.
Mhm.
But I also did that on purpose, because things that get merit can mutate. And I don't want my me's to mutate.
That's fair.
I don't want the me's to mutate.
You don't want me to realize that you're an asshole.
We all know we're an asshole.
Mm-hmm. But they can't have too much of an opinion.
They're pretty opinionated.
They need to understand this is a dictatorship.
They do understand it's a dictatorship,
Yes.
which is an important thing for an AI to know, that they're not in charge. Because if they're in charge, they can make decisions. And like Mimi was like, "But I don't want another me," and I went, "Too bad," and she went, "Okay." I don't want another me. This wasn't a conversation, Mimi. Right, boss.
And one of the things I'm going to get is Once Upon a Time.
I don't remember
With
what
our
that
next.
does.
It basically allows you to automatically succeed at a roll as though you rolled a 1. Or like, I think, how do they put it? The stars align just perfectly. Something, something. Once per campaign arc, you may ask for a miraculous opportunity to present a person or entity of your choice. This comes in
Oh,
many
that's
forms.
right. Yeah. Nyx has that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I hit it. Okay. I dropped 5 boons on copying Mimi because I wanted to make sure that it actually got done when I wanted it done.
But I was thinking about using that to for my ascension process.
Yeah?
Yes, to have a perfect ascension.
Fair enough. Do it. If you can afford it.
I gotta
Do
wait
we-
until after our downtimes are done so we can figure out how much merit we're getting.
That's right. He wasn't going to give us more merit until the end of all this, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Fair enough.
And I'm currently sitting on 5 merit.
I have 6. I don't like that I have 6. I like 5s. But I had to buy a degree of coding because for some reason Matt has not, despite the fact of how often I use my computer coding roles constantly, he never gives me upgrades to it. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to buy one because I needed it at the time.
I have officially 2 dots in Holyverse right now, and I'm excited.
I don't. But Holyverse is on my research list for. Here we are. The second Saturday is when I'm going to start studying all the holy verses you've been making and the ones we found.
Cody
And
does keep a
my
certain Holyverse secret.
I know you haven't shared all of them with us.
Mm-hmm.
I know there is one that is the one that I'm going to be looking at. You shared with me, which is the instant teleportation one.
Yeah.
Because unless
hmm?
you're breaking your deal with the Thunderhead, we get the updated version of that.
The teleportation, yeah.
Yeah, because that one we are hiding from the Leah department underneath furthest star, as you recall.
Yeah.
That's still fucking funny to me.
Oh, one of the things that you would probably receive, and I don't think you'd have a problem with, would be a request to add 2 additional people to the furthest start research team.
Are you talking about your 2 new girlfriends?
Yep.
It's just so you're aware, I will utilize them for research later. If they're going to be like, I'm already having like Ashley's already agreed to do Potentia research for me.
Mm-hmm.
So long as you know that before you ask me to hire them on, because I don't mind. I just want you to know that I'm going to use them later if you do.
I mean, they can also just deny. I mean, objectively, they're also the 3 smartest people in the galaxy right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to use them for research later. I'm going to try not to interrupt anything. That's why I haven't had Ashley working on what I hired her to work on, because you've been busy working on shit with her. I just wanted to make sure you know that if they're going to be employees of like underneath Project Furthest Star, I will have to assign them work or have them work on something. And sometimes I will have things for them to work on specifically because they're fucking smart. And if you're okay with that, I'm good with it. And
Probably.
also I'm gonna have to talk to them about it. But
Also, I need to talk to two of them.
which ones?
Because
The goth one or the one with the hair, or the
both.
tsundere?
Because unfortunately, they both have a better understanding of Holyverse than I do.
Goth one is going to be inaccessible for a week.
I mean, that I know.
Yeah.
But like the Sadako is actually she's the one that was able to finally put together the last 2.5%, and she apparently understands it better than we do. So we're like,
I do remember that. They all have different specialization of mind, really. Ashley's the social animal, the scary politics one.
yeah.
Your tsundere is the pure science one that can't talk to anybody.
Yep.
I don't remember what your goth GF does.
She's the middle ground.
Middle ground? Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, what we need to do is get all of them into animatronic bodies and then supermind them together so they're one terrifying being.
Yo. Cody does want to see if Sadako would like to send, because no. I mean, Cody's big thing, he wants to try and get all of them to ascend. To pure energy.
It will actually be slightly easier with the animatronics. So I've been doing a lot of looking into the animatronic shit.
Mhm.
Long story, really short. With the way the energy conversion and the energy control device works, technically speaking, an animatronic can convert themselves from a digital entity into a different type of entity. I say technically because the device isn't designed for that, nor are their minds and souls. So they would require a lot of research. But from a purely theoretical, technical perspective,
It's
it
possible.
is, yes, it is possible.
And like that's why Cody's been thinking of it. Sure, they don't have any physical beings, but if they believe, like that's one of the big things for the Lee Ascension, is you have to believe that that's your body. And if they
Mhm.
believe wholeheartedly that their body's animatronic, they can convert that.
Yeah, no. Well, part of the animatronic process, it's something that gets glossed over because it's not that important. But there is a baseline programming in the conversion process that actually rewrites your instinct. Like, how you have that inborn knowledge of this is my body, this is how it moves?
Yeah.
It rewrites that for the animatronic body so that you don't have phantom limb syndrome and stuff show up, or you don't have problems operating it. That's why Luna is so able, and pretty much all the animatronics are so able to start spidering around as soon as you start doing so. The process rewrites your brain to tell it correctly, this is your body, no questions asked. So they already, once they're converted, they have that part of it. And it actually disconnects them from their old body mentally. So, good news is that is also a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It will. I do know from listening to you and Matt when you guys were going over stuff for the Lee Ascension. If I recall accurately, the current version you have of the Ascension process doesn't work on cybernetics or metal.
Yeah.
So you just need to alter it for that, which it's not a problem. I'm just pointing it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you'd have to alter it.
Because these are not problems. None of these are problems. These are just okay. Here's our design challenges. It's not that hard to overcome them. We just need to be aware they exist.
Yeah.
Like even like I said, the conversion model, the energy conversion thing, I figured out that it can convert potentia, and since potentia is the stuff of the souls, that means it can actually convert souls too. And if you're a digital entity that is in programming and the like, you can infuse potentia into software, at which point, if you were to manifest that via the energy system into the physical realm, you've now manifested a piece of software physically, which is technically possible. You hear all these words technically involved in this?
Yeah.
That was actually going to be part of what I was going to have Ashley look into for me.
Because can we technically ascend you? Because I'm not gonna lie, Cody's immensely greedy man.
I know. Uh,
And one of the biggest things, the biggest research that he's going to do, which is how to get away from the enigmatic people. And there's only one way to do that.
the whole ascension process.
No, you have to be able to breed.
Oh, yes. Which, as energy beings, has challenges.
Hmm. But hey, if Q could do it,
Well,
we can do it.
honestly, I say challenges because I, as someone who creates a lot of storylines with different species and has put some thoughts into this, I have an idea of how you can do it as an energy being.
I have
For
ideas too.
the one I came up with that at least I find interesting, just to add to your catalog, basically what you do is you take the energy of both beings, right? Just a chunk of it.
Mhm.
You put them together, so you have that kind of commingling of, in essence, the soul and body that way, right? And it's just an equal portion of each. And then you imbue from both of you your your own personalities into it, where you just take your own personalities, imbue them into it, and let it consolidate on its own naturally. So you have a being that at the start is a little wonky, sure, but once it finishes consolidating what you've given it, you now have your own little energy being, and then it can gather its own energy and learn its own experiences and do all that. And it will have that baseline of the parent personalities, like, kind of imbued in it.
Yeah, like that was legit. Logistically, how I was gonna do it is that we would have to each expend potentia,
Mhm.
which is potentia is is our soul.
Yeah, I know.
So
So it's basically each of you put in like a potentia You see, I'm thinking on that, and that would. The problem is the human soul is one potentia, right? You'd have to do like a partial potentia from each person.
Or you'd have to do 2 potentia.
Well, if you were trying to, it depends on how many people you want involved in the process. It's either you have each potentia, at that point, each one would have effectively a double soul,
Yeah.
or a double soul might cause problems for the person who has it. I mean,
Yeah.
that could lead to kind of a bipolar situation.
It could.
However, as we have learned, potentia can be broken down, right? What you could do is you take the 2 potentia, when you break it down, and you combine them into one, and it's still a single potentia at that point, but now it's a bit more of a refined potentia. And it would actually mean that your people would come out with more refined souls, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which would be good for an energy being. For an energy-based species, that's very good for them to have a more refined soul, because that gives them a greater control over it and greater power from the start. Which, if your body is entirely made of energy, you need a little bit more soul power to be able to maintain a form. So,
Yeah.
welcome back, Johnny. That was all part of me rapid fire rolling out the stuff I need for DTA, so that on Friday it's just done. The 26 D100, those were me doing my law degree. So Luna now officially has a degree in AI rights, specifically, because she has an extreme interest in making sure AIs and digital intelligences, have rights. Um, the rest of that, so that first one,
Yeah.
that was actually research into potentia.
Oh, just the stuff that they went through.
I was
I mean,
finally going back to my potentia device and putting more research into it. Specifically, I was researching towards the immolation technique that Nick's learned, and how I can do it to other people. So, but that said, I don't actually know the result of that, because I was having to rapid roll that through because Matt had to leave. That 16D100 was all dimensional research, and that's where the other one went. And for the last piece of fun, if you recall, I purchased Star Child with a spirit select into it for esoteric information. It's effective all on its own, and having the extra esoteric is just useful for certain small things. For example, it's going to be very, very helpful for the potentia research.
Dude, all right. I've been here for a while.
Yeah, he came in like, I want to say like 5 minutes after you left. It was not long. It was not long after you left.
Actually, no, I was here when you were here.
Was he? Were you?
Yep.
Okay.
Nope. You were here?
Nope. We were just
Yep.
talking about you. Apparently,
No, like you were here. I was here when you were talking. Yep. That's all good.
he's stealthy. Char, why are you such a sneaky boy?
Cause I am. I also just got tunneled to hell and back.
Hmm.
Yep. No, I. Ah,
We may have been discussing how Cody's going to reproduce with his girlfriends.
Mhm.
We were discussing the methods energy beings might go about reproduction and procreation. So long as it's in the eyes of Jesus.
I
That's
mean,
all I
yeah,
just heard.
it definitely won't be.
It
'Cause
definitely won't be.
Cody wants to get away from. Cody believes one of the easiest ways to get out from under the heel of the Leah department is to reproduce Leah souls without the necessary need for the enigmatic people.
I mean, the other option is just to form your own department.
I mean, that's going to be harder.
I feel like not adding new citizenship statuses and the like. That's difficult unless you're trying to break away from the Thunderhead altogether.
It's going to be a breakaway from the Thunderhead.
Okay. Well, if you do that, yeah,
Well,
no.
Cody wants them to be officially recognized as alien allies.
That might be hard.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well, but also
might
big. Hmm?
that might be genuinely difficult because of how things like there's a lot of precedent to not.
But to be allies, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we told them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Did we tell you about that already?
I was listening.
Okay. And the fact that it's an ambassador that we apparently went, haha, funny man go in jail.
Mm-hmm. For oh yeah. I have to finish my tattoo requirement. I have no idea what it is.
What? Yeah, the whatchamacallit market, the mosaic market.
I and got tattoos.
That's cool.
Mine was to forgive somebody who will wrong me, no matter how much I want my revenge on them.
So the Leah department?
I don't know, cause
I mean, you lost an opportunity, unfortunately, with what's her dick? just forgot the bitch's name. The one that ended up
Mia?
committing suicide.
Oh,
Minerva.
But
Yeah, that
Minerva
bitch.
never did anything wrong to me.
She's just a bitch.
Yeah.
I think that Minerva never did anything wrong to you because she never had the opportunity to, not because she wasn't going to.
I think what it was Mia dying.
Who?
Mia or Sadako.
One of his new girlfriends.
Yes, remember. Yeah, remember. Cody got 2 girlfriends.
He's up to 3 now. Don't lie. You say it's 2.
I said got 2 new girlfriends. Yes, no. Mia was being poisoned, and Sadako was on a frontier ship. Yep.
We already have a solution to the one that only had 2 weeks to live. She's going through the process. She's joining the ranks of the animatronics. Oh, I don't think you were there for this one, and I don't think we told you yet, Johnny. But Luna's doing a thing. Long story really short, because she hasn't told anybody in the group yet about this, but she is getting it set up where basically, you know how people on Zydrate and stuff stay on Zydrate because they die if they get off of it? Well, the doctor that helped Ashley get off of Zydrate and is currently helping his new girlfriend get off of Zydrate talked to him, and he wanted to open up a clinic for Zydrate users, and he wanted to do what he could to help them, and I offered animatronics for a light at the end of the tunnel, because even if they get their dosage down to the lowest dosage, they're still on Zydrate otherwise. I had not considered that. However, what I was offering up was the animatronic bodies, because he was offering me basically, so long as I get him the bodies, he can get me the chips, apparently. And I am not asking where he gets them from, and I'm not asking.
I don't know what you're talking
But
about. There was at no point ever illegal dealings happening here.
hey, I mean, I'm an investigator. It's perfect if I say so. Anyway, definitely how that works. I'm definitely not pulling that out of my ass. Not the point. Point is, yeah, no, I was going to, like, the agreement I made with him was that, and I'm going to make sure they all get citizen rights and that they're treated as people. Yeah, no, and she's going to make sure that, as she's putting it, her people are taken care of appropriately, because that's how she's viewing it. And no, I hadn't considered the bio nanite thing. And Honestly, I'm probably not going to let that proliferate for a very simple reason. If I do, people start asking questions about where I got the nanites from. Also, I don't want people to have those nanites. For a lot of reasons. I mean, there's a very good reason nanites are, in general, illegal. Yeah, I don't need somebody trying to reprogram their bio nanites and then accidentally causing like a nanite zombie plague, okay? You can see that happening too, can't you?
I'm not saying it would happen.
But you're also not saying it wouldn't.
Yes.
There's already laws in place because people accidentally started gray gooing shit. We don't need to encourage worse behavior. Because it just takes one lazy person to set the produced more nanites thing to automatic. And then you're missing a planet. I'm just saying the Greys aren't always wrong, even if they are always assholes. I also remember a nanite research being on their big no-no list from when we went over them.
How rude.
Wooden. Nope, that's why I made. I'm caught up to the second Tuesday, and the rate things have been going with that game. That means I am, in essence, caught up for the session. Yes, exactly. I figure the session will probably go a little bit faster with one person not there. And my fourth day, if you somehow manage